Everybody, it's Haley Hobson. How are you? I wanted to talk to you guys about placements because I think it's such a confusing subject to a lot of people. And I've noticed that a lot of people are making, I don't want to call them mistakes because everything is figure outable and fixable, but a lot of people are putting way too many people on their front line hoping that people will end up being builders. Okay, so I want to just go through my back office as it is today in the middle of May. I want to show you the way that I look at it. I will actually go to my team button, and under my team button, I only use the detailed genealogy. I know that there's a graphical tree too. I don't like it. I feel like it's confusing and you really can't see the volume of what's in your leg. So I've set my organization up here where I only see my front line here, okay? And I have my first 6 leaders. I used Allison Estes, Laura Reiniger, Ann Gibson. Well, actually, that's not true. I used somebody underneath of this Haley Hobson leg, but I'll talk about that in a second. Were my first 3 or 4 leaders to go Premier, Silver, Gold, and Diamond. And then when I went for Blue Diamond, Marcy Snodgrass became my Blue Diamond leg, and Meredith Kors became my Diamond leg. And my Presidential Diamond leg. All right. Then when I hit Presidential Diamond, I was actually able, then I enrolled a 7th leg, my sister, as a backup. And as when I went to Presidential Diamond, doTERRA lets you do this thing where you can actually re-enroll yourself. So you'll see myself on my own front line. And this is where my entire organization is for my double leg, my double diamond, double blue, eventually double presidential leg, okay? So I want you to just not pay attention to that for a second. And I want you to just pay attention to these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. These are the 6 legs that I needed for Presidential Diamond. I don't have anybody else on my front line except for these 6 legs. I have a few I still need to move as of today, right? These are all brand new people that were enrolled this month that I'm going to move. You'll see they all came in this month, but let's just ignore them for now and just look at my 6 legs. Now, when somebody comes on board, you don't always know that they're going to be a builder. And to be honest with you, some of my front line weren't necessarily really fast builders in the beginning. In fact, some of them I am not using as my qualifying legs, okay? So for instance, you'll see that in order to be Presidential Diamond here, I had to have 6 platinums. So you'll see that the highest rank of my front line is actually these 3 are the only 3 that are diamond and platinum, which means that somebody else in these front 3 lines, or somebody else in these first 3 legs of mine were my qualifying legs. So let's just open up one of these legs for a second, and we'll notice that underneath this person, I still don't have a qualifying, well, I do have a qualifying platinum. Actually, Karen Hudson hit platinum a while back, but it was actually underneath of Karen that my mother, who is Janet Raymer, is my qualifying leg. So what I always do, and what Karen does too, since this person, Janet, is underneath of her, is we all build for 3 people on our front line. Karen has Passions for Health. She has my mother, and she has Cheryl. And the other one is just a customer that I think was an accident that wasn't moved. And this person was just enrolled on the 5th. So she's actually going to be moved. Now, even if somebody is not your own enrollment, like Janet was not Karen's enrollment, Karen is still using her for the power of 3. And Karen's qualifying leg is right underneath of my mom. So actually we can sort of help each other like that. And then when Karen is a solid platinum and she's ready to go for diamond, then she'll put down her 4th leg. All right. So when I enroll a new person on my front line, what am I going to do, right? What I do is I actually just figure out, okay, who in my original 6 legs needs help, right? How am I going to keep the rank that I'm at? These guys are all actually pretty self-sufficient, so I'm not necessarily placing builders underneath of them. But in my new organization, I did at one point, in my new organization, I have my new 6 legs, okay? Kelly, who was the one I told you about before, who was originally on the other leg. And then you're allowed to move somebody once you hit double presidential diamond. If anybody's not platinum yet, you can move them over to what's called this multiplier count. So now Kelly became my first leg, and then Paula, Eric, Wendy, Kristen, and Ginger Snaps are my last legs, all right? And you'll see that in order to go blue diamond, I needed to have 5 golds. So I've got Kelly as a diamond, Paula as a gold, Wendy as a gold, Krista as a platinum, Ginger as a gold. So those are my 5 golds. And then to get to the double presidential diamond, I'm going to be working with Eric and his leg. So what do I do with my volume, right? I'm definitely not going to put them on my front line because I already have 6 people on my front line. And I'm not suggesting that you put 6. I'm suggesting that you start with 2 So you can get yourself to Premier, and then you put a third for silver, unless you've got 3 people that want to build right away. If you got 3 people that want to build right away, fabulous. Put those 3 people on your front line. And then if you have somebody else who wants to build, don't leave them on your front line. Put them underneath of somebody else. So if I opened up Paula's leg here, what I could do is I could look, and she's got her, she actually has 4 legs for diamond, but she's got Erica. There were 2 in the beginning that she didn't know what to do with because she didn't have her second builder. So they ended up having to be on her front line. And what she can do actually is she can email Gretchen and Holly and say, hi, Holly and Gretchen, would you mind sending me an email that says, hi, Paula, I've been inactive for 6 months. Would you mind moving my account underneath? And then we could go to one of her other legs, Erica, Tiffany, Thomas, or Angela, and we could figure out where underneath of them to put these 2 inactive people. That's what Paula could do, right? So what does she do with new people? Well, she's got to figure out right now how to hold her rank strong, right? So if you kind of look at her volume and get an idea that, you know, that maybe Thomas was her strongest leg, potentially. I mean, it depends. If you open it up, maybe it was all in one leg. And then Angie was pretty strong, and maybe Erica and Tiffany are going to need a little help. Maybe they have one leg that's maybe weaker than the others, right? So we go to Tiffany's leg. Let's open that up, and we see that she's got her 3 people, okay? And actually, she has a 4th in the beginning. She had a user, just like everybody else does, who she didn't know what to do with because she didn't have a builder yet. So now she could email that user, get them off her front line, move them. But she's got these 3 people, Jesse, Kathy, and Tara. So then what do we do? What do we do with this new person? We dig down a little bit lower, because Paula, in order to hit her rank of gold, wants her front line to be all Premier. And you can see that, Paula wants everybody to be Premier, and you'll see that Tiffany has hit Premier. But Tiffany also wants her whole front line to be Premier. So we would have to look at, okay, how do we get Jesse and Kathy and Tara first to Elite, right? We've got Jesse and Tara who were almost at Elite last month, right? And maybe Kathy's her weaker leg. So maybe Kathy gets the new person if it's going to be a builder because she needs the strength. Or maybe Jesse and Tara are going to get the person if it's just a user, because they could use a little volume to get to Elite, but we don't necessarily want to crowd Kathy's leg up with new users, because Kathy seems to really need builders, right? And you look at her front line, it doesn't really look like anybody is building there. So I know this was confusing. I suggest you listen to it over and over and over and over and over again, and you'll get it. But the main thing is, I can't hit my rank of this double blue diamond rank right here unless all of my people are golds, and I want them actually to all be platinums or still diamonds or above. They can't hit theirs. Paula can't hit hers until all of her people are gold, which they were all premiers last month. She wants them to be silvers, and then she wants them to be gold, right? So these are all the people that Paula has to move this month. So I'll just hide them for a second. So Paula wants to build to help her front line hit the rank of premier, and which 2 of them or 3 of them have already hit. 3 of them actually, or 4 of them have already hit. Now she wants to help each one of them hit silver. So in order for them to all hit silver, again, if I open up Tiffany, she needs to have 3 elites. And you'll see that 2 of them were close last month. The 3rd is not. So if Tiffany has a builder, she might want to put the builder in her weakest leg. If she's got users, she probably doesn't want to crowd up Kathy's front line with a user, and maybe should put them underneath as low as she can underneath of her other leg. So she would just be climbing down and down and down, go under Jesse, see who's Jesse. These look like Jesse's builders. Of course, she had some users in the beginning too. And then see where can we stick this person so it's as low down as possible and all that volume is flowing up. I hope that helps all of you guys. I know, again, it's very confusing. You're probably going to have to listen to it a couple times, but you will get it. Just think of trying to get your front line to Premier, and then their front lines to Premier, and then their front lines to Premier. And the way that you can also do that is right here on your front page, your dashboard. You can go to Premier, and it tells you exactly what you need here. You need 2 executives. And then if you click them, they'll actually tell you who they are, right? So this is all of the people that are in my organization as of today that are personally enrolled to me, that are qualifying me for that Premier rank. Then You can go to silver and it will tell you all of your qualified legs as of today, all of the elites and above that are qualifying you for silver, or what you're going to need. And then you can do it for gold. Who are all of my premiers or above that are qualifying me for this rank? And then you can go to platinum, diamond. Like right now, as of the 12th of the month, I'm diamond. My next step would be to get to blue diamond, and it will show me all of my qualified golds. And I know that I need, this shows that I have 4 and I need 5, but myself doesn't count. So I still actually need 2 more. And then to get to the end of the month, where of course I want to hit presidential diamond again, it will show me how many platinums I need, and it will tell me as they qualify. All right. Hope that helps you guys, and reach out to your upline if you need some more support.